Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with the Oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. Guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Virgo collective, Virgo gang? Energy, messages, insights. What can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in late November. It is Sagittarius season, a wonderful time of year, if I do say so myself. Let's get it going here for our good friends. What's happening? What's the vibe around our Virgo friends, please? Not yet. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so very similar to the High Priestess when I see this type of energy. There's a lot of mystery here. There's a lot of subtle energy when this card shows up. So you see her there. There's something about her. It's entrancing. So I like this energy for the most part. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card. Now, yeah, this is an oracle deck. Once again, it's not a tarot deck, but the symbolism and vibe that this card always gives me is High Priestess. So maybe you're connected to a Pisces, could be a water sign, of course. But if that's not the case, when I think of the High Priestess, I always say she's the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers. So for a lot of Virgos in this time, whether you're a scientifically minded person or a highly intuitive individual, it feels like your radars are going to be extra sensitive. You're going to be picking up a lot of energies that you might not normally tap into. And if you do normally tap into energy, you might want to protect your own, because I feel like an extra energetic sensitivity when I see this card. Now, some of you, your gut could be telling you something. Your intuition could be trying to pull you in a specific direction when she's here. But another thing I always say with the High Priestess, she usually represents holding some sort of sacred knowledge. Notice that in the crystal ball, there's a key, there's a lockbox next to her. So there is an energy of secrecy or mystery. It's very subtle when she shows up. So I'm interested to see if these themes continue to play out. But if that's not the case, just know you might be a little extra sensitive in these times. So we're just going to leave her over there. She could keep telling fortunes. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for you, my friends. What's going on for the Virgos? Spirit team, what's happening? And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a very strict type of energy I was picking up around the collective last week. The reading was titled, It's Game Over. And I was picking up this vibe of someone like very strict in their ways, like very serious, very stern about something. Hopefully your patience isn't on thin ice, because I was picking that up a little bit too. So just know there might be an extra edge to you in the coming days and weeks. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Virgo friends. What's happening in late November? What do we got here? Thank you. All right, so there is that little bit of a holdover. We have the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth showing up here in a very powerful way. Let's get it there in position number 1. I do like seeing aces in the first position, but yeah, this Ace of Swords is not messing around. Yeah, let's keep getting some more here. What do we got? Thank you. Okay, King of Swords. So this air energy, this stern type of vibe is still around you. So whether it's yours or somebody else's. And again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let's get one more out here, and we'll really piece this together. Thank you. Oh, all right. So that bodes well. It's looking good. We have the 6 of Wands right here on the back end. So the elemental mixture Definitely has my eyebrows a little raised, but not in a bad way. It seems like everything is definitely going to be shifting and moving in a positive way. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first. I always feel like that's important to really feel the flow of the energy. And we're starting here with two swords cards. We have the Ace of Swords, the King of Swords, and swords represent the realm of the mind, the intellect. It's also conversational, so it could be a talk or a message of some sort. So we'll see how that all plays. And then boom, right here we have some fire. So when you mix the air and the fire, I always say that's combustible. That's an explosive energy. Now that can be good for moving things forward, seeing results or things shifting in a positive way. But there's something about the fire air mixture that's quite unpredictable, right? Because you know, when you add that mixture together, it could go left. But I'm feeling optimistic here, especially with what we have here on the back end. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we are starting off with the Ace of Swords. Now, I was commenting on it a little bit when it first popped out. I always say all aces represent opportunities, they represent offers, and this card is nicknamed the Sword of Truth. It's very logical, extremely smart, very intelligent. So for whatever it is that you're dealing with, I feel like you do have a good grasp on it. Okay, whatever it might be, whether it's work, career, interpersonal connections, you name it. When I see the Ace of Swords, there's like, all right, either I'm looking to uncover the truth, or I know what it is. Like there's a strong grasp on it. So I do like this card. The positives of it, yeah, I mean, it could be a conversation, right? Because it's an ace, which is conversational. It's a sword, which is conversational. So we could be seeing some kind of talk or communication of importance when this card shows up. A challenge, or some of the challenges with the Ace of Swords, it could be cold, just like the theme we had last week. It could be very stern, very serious, similar to the card we have coming up next to it. And for a small portion of you, there could be certain habits or things within your life that you're trying to cut back on when this is here, or cut out, depending. So we'll definitely want to look at the Sword of Truth a little further. Now, moving to the center, which is why I feel like these swords are not a bad thing in this spread, because we got the King of Swords chilling right there. Now, I always mention when it comes to any king in the tarot deck, I mean, you might be connected to an air sign with this one in particular. It's not gender specific, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but the kings represent control of their suit. So all the things we were talking about with the sword suit and the Ace of Swords, this king keeps it on lock, right? Like this king has it under control. This card is similar to the Queen of Swords, stern, straightforward, no nonsense, highly intelligent. It could represent planning something. There's a big strategic energy when it comes to this. So whether it's something that you need to plan step by step, set a plan, set some goals for yourself, or someone you're connected to, they might have some plans up their sleeve when we see the King of Swords. But again, the challenge of the king, it can just be like cold or represent a serious situation. I mean, it could link in with the conversation as well. So we're going to want to check him out. There's a lot of determination in the front end of this spread. Now, the one thing that I'm loving here for you this week, Virgo, back end, we got the Six of Wands, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. I do link this card to the zodiac sign of Leo, so if you're connected to one, this could just be them showing up. But you see this individual, it's like they're in a parade. To me, this is a card of complete and total victory. It's win-based. It's a card of notoriety, getting attention. So for a lot of you might be a little more magnetic than you normally are. You might be getting somebody's attention as well, especially with the King of Swords right next to it. There could be someone that's peeping you out, watching you. You might be under a microscope of some sort. But to me, I just feel like this is a very positive card. Now, where we come to the challenge of the Six of Wands, yeah, it's wins. Yes, it's notoriety and getting attention, but sometimes it could be egotistical. So when I see this card mixed with the King of Swords, if there's anyone you're connected to that they're highly egotistical or they think they can never be wrong, you might clash with that energy in this time when this card is here. But I would say so far so good. Like when we have the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, the fire-air combination, this energy could be moving in a very positive way for you. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on? Oh, deck is already trying to jump out of my hands. Let's get it going here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ace of Swords time. What's happening? What is happening? Good. Yeah, Eight of Wands. So more of the fire-air combination. This could be something coming in quick, coming in hot. Now, the Eight of Wands shares a lot of similarities to this Ace of Swords. Now, for some of you, I could absolutely say this is going to be an explosive talk of some kind. And when I use that label, it could present itself in a few different ways. One, this could be a conversation that pops up out of nowhere, or a talk you weren't expecting to have. Like, this energy is coming in hot. So again, yeah, it could be just something that pops in out of nowhere, or a subject you weren't expecting to talk about. Again, there is a certain magnetism that I'm picking up with all this fire-air combination moving towards the Six of Wands. So we'll talk about that more when we get there. Aside from the explosive talk, I mean, well, continuing with the explosive talk, aside from ones coming out of nowhere, when I see the Eight of Wands, this is a card that's fast, it's very conversational, and this could be very hot back and forth, where it's like boom, 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 like either lots of messages or just like a lot of chit chat. So I'm not going to say whether this is a good or bad one. Just know in this time, whether it's conversations you're not expecting to have, or ones that could get a little out of hand. That's very possible for some of you. So you could take that as a little bit of a warning. There might be some topics or things discussed where like the fire starts burning within you. So again, either it's something that's going to come in, or something or someone that's going to come in out of nowhere, or there's just a little volatility to it. So just know if like you're involved in any situation and you feel the temperature rising, I mean, it's your call on what to do about that, but there's a lot of explosive energy here for you this week. And that happens from time to time, but I'm seeing it pretty strong here for you. So again, explosive talk, that's the main message I'm picking up here. Either that or one's popping in out of nowhere. So we're going to keep it moving. I feel like that's a very simple, straightforward message. Let's go in on that King of Swords. I really want to get to the Six of Wands too. So let's see what's up. Why is that King of Swords here for my Virgos? Thank you. Oh, okay. So the moon in reverse generally does represent information coming to light. And it's a lot of similarities to that high priestess energy I was picking up early in the reading. You remember when we pulled that first oracle card? The moon represents a lot of those same things. So yeah, Pisces energy, Cancer energy. But yeah, when I see the moon in reverse, it's information coming to light. So it could be as a result of this conversation or talk. Very possible. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if you get some information that you didn't know before, or someone like clues you into something. That's very possible when I see this type of energy. But yeah, I feel like you could take it though. When I see the King of Swords with the moon in reverse, it's like, okay, well, I kind of figured that. Like logically, I put that together. So it's like surprising, but not. So don't be surprised if certain things, situations, conversations come in where it's like, okay, well, I didn't know it for sure, but I'm not surprised by it. I don't know why that energy is coming through this week, but that's just how it's making me feel. Yeah, moon in reverse is information coming to the surface. That's just the main feeling here. But the King of Swords has it under control. Okay, remember, it's not gender specific, so it's like, no, I'm good. I would also urge you to not be very reactionary as well. So if these are conversations you're having, and it does affect you in some sort of way, if someone's like affecting you in an emotional way, poker face. Very important to keep a poker face for whatever reason. So we're going to keep moving. We're not going to get stuck here as well. So there is a lot of this energy looming around. Let's go in on the Six of Wands, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Still feel like we're moving in a positive way. So why is the Six of Wands here, please? Here we go. Thank you. Yeah, some sort of barrier or overcoming a barrier of some kind could be really good. Now's a great time for problem solving. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse underneath the Six of Wands, where it's like, all right, something gaining entry, or it's like, all right, I'll let you in now, or you gain entry. There could be something, if you've been dealing with any situations that have been bugging you for a while, or something that feels bogged down, it's like something being opened unto you. It's like giving me this kind of vibe, which I feel like is good. Now, when we mix all the elementals together, yeah, we do have water here in reverse, but I still feel for the vast majority of you, the fire-air combination is just really, really strong this week. Nine of Wands in reverse underneath the Six of Wands. This is a win. This is a victory. We're going to call it what it is. And whether it's coming in the realm of personal relationships or even career, I'm seeing forward action, forward momentum, getting the right kind of attention. That's what this feels like. But yeah, I mean, you might be under someone's watch, you might be under someone's gaze, but I feel like it's the right kind of attention here, which is really nice. Nine of Wands, if this showed up in the upright, then we'd have a whole different type of message showing up here. But in reverse, it's like, okay, something being opened onto you. So explosive win or victory here. Beautiful stuff. So I feel like your reading for the most part is very claimable this week, Virgo. I feel like it's positive, and there's some good energies to look forward to. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow cards. So lots of the elements, we talked about it all throughout the reading, but if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting off with 2 of the strongest conversational cards here. We have the Ace of Swords with the 8 of Wands in the upright, the fire-air combination, explosive talk. So whether it's something that gets a little hot and heavy, or whether it's something that gets a little bit out of hand, or even just one that pops up out of nowhere, that could be it. So there might be those conversations coming up in the coming days and weeks. Moving to the center, we have the King of Swords with the moon in reverse, information coming to light. And the big intuitive vibe I was getting here is like, okay, well, I didn't know that for sure, but I'm not surprised. So I feel like whatever it is, you're probably already connecting the dots. That's how it feels to me. And then, yeah, there is also this watcher type of energy showing in the mix. On the back end, we do have the 6 of Wands with the 9 of Wands in reverse. Like I said, I feel like something being opened unto you, or like here, you pass go, you collect $200 type of vibe. So it's an explosive win of some sort. And I do feel if you are getting more attention than you usually do, it's the right kind of attention. I feel like I need to give that message. So I think this is a pretty good reading this week, Virgo. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's get into the shadows. So let's see what's in the shadows for Virgo, please. Guides and spirit team, what's happening for my good friends? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, got to pick out a new background, so I'll be talking to you guys soon. Let's get you one more. There we go. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me because it's kind of like everything we saw within the reading condensed into one card, where it's like we had an ace. Now we have another ace. We have the fire-air combination. Take a look at this card. Super fiery Ace of Wands type of vibe. So I don't necessarily feel like this is a warning. It's more of like a heads up. Like, listen, Virgo, there's energies on the move, or it's going to start moving. I feel like for a lot of you, these energies are coming in hot. They're coming in strong. Now, one warning I always say about this Ace of Wands, it can be temperamental, so just know like you might be running a little hotter than you normally do when this card is here. Very important to watch out for your physical health and vitality as well when this card is here. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul when I have this in the shadows. If you are feeling a little tired, a little zapped, it's very important that you rest and recuperate. That's a big thing with this card. So yeah, should be an interesting week for you, my friends. But yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.